Back at it again with this goofy ass car. Okay, so we're back inside the car. Why does it smell like shit? All right, man, so we back in the car. Don't pay attention to the mess that I got back there and right here. I still gotta clean this car out. Today, we are gonna be backtracking our work. And what do I mean by that? Quick little story time, bro. Before we do that, let me get out this hot ass car, bro. It is too fucking hot. Okay, so a long time ago, before this car was even painted, I wanna say about almost a year ago or about a year ago, I was doing some work on it in the place where I used to live, and I have my dog with me. And at the time, she was, you know, a little puppy, and she was kind of big. I mean, I'll put a picture of her right here on the screen. While I wasn't looking, she got the bright idea to get under, well, at the time, the car didn't even have bumpers, but she got under this brace right here. I don't know if you can see. I have to take out this bumper so you guys can see it, but somewhere in this bottom left corner, so that would be the front passenger side, there's a harness and a bunch of wires there. She got under this car and she chewed that shit up, bro. Like, she tore it up. At the time, I didn't realize that she did that. And I started the car without knowing, and the car started making all types of weird noises, and I was freaking out, bro. Like, I was like, the car was just fine and whatever. So I figure out what the problem is. I start to solder the wires together and fixing up the problem. It wasn't hard to figure out which wire went where. It was just more time consuming and annoying that I had to deal with that. Anyways, what I'm trying to get at here is, ever since that incident with the dog chewing up the goddamn harness, I've been having this misfire on this car, and my main concern is that somehow or some way I shorted something out in the ECU while trying to start this car up. I was having sensor issues. At one point my IPDM had gone bad, my lights didn't want to work. It was just a mess. I mean, only time will tell, right? It's only a matter of time before we, you know, come to the conclusion that that is the problem or not. I am getting multiple throttle codes, so that might have something to do with it. But at the same time, it's like, you know, it's kind of a coincidence, bro. It's too much of a coincidence. My thought process is that even though the main brake was somewhere in here and I already soldered those wires and got them put back together, the wires could have got shaved right here or on this side. You know, you never know. You know, I'm a big dog person. I'm a big animal person. But that day, bro, that day. Woo. All right, so for now, all we're gonna do is just get under this bumper and backtrack my mistakes, if there are any, and see if I could find any tear or like wear upwards of the harness and towards the other side as well. Can you imagine it was just like a shaved wire this whole time and I didn't see it? If I can't manage to actually find anything, I do have a couple of people that have offered to help. Fingers crossed that is not the ECU, bro, because if it actually is, and we find out that it's the ECU somehow or some way, that is gonna be so annoying, dog, because not only do we have to buy the ECU, year specific, model specific, but we also have to reprogram the key to that specific ECU. So all in total, I'm guessing it's probably gonna be around $1,000, $1,100 just for that. But let's get to it, man. Let's take off this bumper and let's see what we're working with. Okay, so this is a, bro, can I fucking speak today? All right, so this is the setup that we got. We got this shit. She took this entire harness from here and she just bit this entire thing and just yanked it and just, my thought is that somehow, some way, damage isn't only here. It might have ran up the harness on the left side and it might have ran up the harness on the right side, but it's kind of hard to get to. Yeah, bro, it just goes through like every single like little crevice and little, but what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna start the car as it is. Like, it is completely cold. Like, I haven't driven this thing at all. It's just been sitting here, and I'm gonna come down here as fast as I can and I'm gonna start tweaking with these wires, like, you know, touching them, like squeezing them. Hey, yo, pause, bro. I'm gonna start messing with these wires, like, you know, yanking on them slightly, pulling them, and I'm gonna see if the idle changes whatsoever, because if it does, if I see anything different with the car, then we know that the problem is coming from here. We gotta be quick. Well, I'm not seeing no difference in the idle at all.
2 hours later.
Hey, bro, I've wiggled every single piece of wire in this engine bay. And the car stays the same, dog. Look, no changes in the idle whatsoever, so now I'm really wondering.
3 hours later.
The bullshit that we gotta deal with. So, as I was checking these wires right here. I was trying to get this lower sensor unplugged, and guess what? I took it out of the entire pin assembly. And now I don't know which wire goes where. And in the process of doing that, I also gave myself a little nick right here. God damn, that's just great. All right, so I don't know how well you guys can hear me, but one swollen finger later and like 2 hours. I figured out the pattern. Long story short, the pins broke, so I had to wire it directly, wire to wire. This is only a temporary fix. I gotta get a solder gun and solder these wires together, and then, you know, crimp them down, get some electrical tape on there, and the radiator is pulling in air through the radiator as opposed to like blowing it towards you, which is what you're not supposed to be having. These radiator fans, they are like inverted. They can either push air or pull air, and you want the air to get pulled through the radiator and then towards the engine. Alright y'all, so here's the thing, right? I think I've done everything to this car that I can so far. I think that with the tools that I got, you know, at my disposal, I can't do much of anything else to figure out what the problem is. I think we just get this car as road ready as possible. And what I mean by that is tightening up all the loose ends and all the loose wires. I think what my next step should be to go get the car scanned by a scan tool that's way more powerful than mine. Right now, I'm just rocking a, you know, little Bluetooth little device, the Blue Driver one. You know, it reads codes, but it's more of like on a surface level. Like the live diagnostics, like all the features are not there, and I think that's what's really holding me back in terms of like figuring out what's wrong with this car. But before we do that, I do gotta get these wires soldered. Like I said, I don't want any loose ends when I'm driving this car on the road. I want to make sure that everything is tightened up. I want to make sure that this engine harness, as ugly as it looks now, I want to make sure that it's completely fine, and you know, everything just looks neat, bro. That's all I want. Can you imagine that harness getting caught on like that timing belt? Oh my god, the fucking spaghetti that I'm gonna have. Anyways, y'all, that's all I have for today. I know we didn't do much, but I mean, things got complicated along the way. I almost lost a damn finger, but hey, bro, that's part of the process, right? You live and you learn. Fuck it. Stay tuned to the next video, because if everything goes right, then I might be taking this car on the road for like the first time in like 3 months. Real talk, if you made it this far into the video, bro, you a real one, bro. Like, what the fuck is you doing here? Anyways, y'all, I'll catch you on the next one.